We'll see. Right off the bat. Hey everybody, how are you? Just trying to see how this sounds first. Then we'll take a roll call, right? All right, let's check the chat, man. Let's see what's going on. Good gracious alive. We got a lot of people in here. Thank you, y'all. Hey, if it sounds all right to you, man, please give it a thumbs up. Please, I appreciate it very much. Billy Shelton, Mike Ray, Adam EVH, Timothy Pierce, Shapoke. What's going on, man? Jim Guidry's in the house. I'm going through trying to make sure I get everybody here. See, Adam R2, excuse me. Lucky nut. Hey, man, how are you? Oh, my goodness. There's Jaden James, my man Jaden. What's up, Jaden? Man, you a hard man to get a hold of. Spanky McAllister is in the house. Hey, Spanky, how are you? All right, man. This is fantastic. Thank y'all very much for joining. Thank you. Tone Bolts, he says, hello, fresh from the Johnny Bean TV show. Yeah, man. I was wanting to wait to make sure he got done. And, yeah, absolutely don't want to walk on nobody's territory there. Out of a show of respect, right? Jim Guidry says, Happy New Year to everybody. Yes. Showman Blues. What's going on, Mr. Showman? Thank you, Mr. Showman. Appreciate that, man, for the thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Dry heat 480. Man, I wish we had some dry heat right now. It is ridiculously cold here, man. I'll go into that in just a second. Let me make sure I get everybody. Let's see. Timothy Pierce. Ben Coombs is in the house. The Vigilant, Steve Anderson. There's Mr. Steve. Danny Alexander. How are you, man? He says, hello, Joe. How are you, Danny? Thank you for joining. Thank you. Matt Keller says, first time here. Welcome, Matt. Thank you for joining, man. Thank you. Steve Anderson. Thank you, man. Thank you for the thumbs up, Steve. Thank you. Ben Coombs says the 14th thumbs up from him. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. R2, R3 liking it. From Johnny to Joe. Here we go. Hey! Ben Coombs says you have basically the same temperature as we do, Joe. And Canada. Oh, really? Man, it is free. Man, man. Let me do that. Hang on. We'll get into that. Mr. Danny Alexander says it's cold in Texas. Man, it's cold everywhere. My buddy Jim Guidry is next door to you there, Mr. Alexander. And he's in Louisiana. Mr. Showman Blues says, hey, Joe, I'm liking that guitar. Is that a U.S. or a special? Yes, sir. It is a special. Excuse me. Made Mexico. Yes. Thank you very much. It's the all natural or all natural. Yeah. That's what it is. Thank you, sir. Yeah. I've had it for about about a year and 3 months now. Something like that. Yeah. Beautiful guitar. Mr. Michael Collings. I'll get it right. Michael Collings. How are you, sir? Thank you. Ben Coombs is welcoming some new people to the. Thank you, Mr. Coombs, for doing that. Thank you. Michael Collins says 14 for. Thank you, man. Mr. Pierce says they're up to 15 degrees tonight. It's warm compared to the last few. I'm telling you, man. I think, what was it, night before last? I think it was 13 here. I was like, what is going on, man? This isn't normal. Salvador Van Gogh. What's up, man? That's my man, Jason. Jason, get the drums ready, man. Come on, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Timothy Pierce says, yes, that's a beautiful EV8 show. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's a little bit more than my other Wolfgang special. It's just the vintage white, and it was $999,000. This was like $1,120, I guess, because it has the finish or whatever, you know. But it's got I like the way the brown is on the back. I like that too. It's really cool. Oh no, Mr. McAllister said it was so cold he was washing some clothes and some stuff froze up and it flooded his laundry room. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, we got the our faucets are dripping, man. It's just they're dripping pretty good, and you got to out here because it. I don't want to go through that, man. You got to keep them faucets, if it's all possible, keep them dripping or running very slightly. And it's cold everywhere, man. So, yeah, I think right now it's like what 22. It's really, really cold. Showman Blue says he paid $6.99 for his shipped. This right here, really? Or you mean just a regular EVA? I mean, what color? That's awesome, man. That's fantastic. Oh, Mr. McAllister says the laundry room that's flooded is on the second floor. That makes it even worse. Oh my God, man, I'm so sorry. Dang, man, holy crap. R2, R3. That's the Joe Wentz signature guitar. I wish. Nah, man, I wish. Lord, I'm not that lucky. Oh man. Thank you everybody for joining. I really appreciate it. Yes, we're live right here tonight on the Joe Wentz Project TV channel right here on YouTube, man. Uh, my load did not go tonight. As you may or may not know, I haul milk for a living for my day job, right? And for a company, and I usually go in the afternoon, about 4:30 in the afternoon. I get home about 4 in the morning, 4:30, just depends. And when I went to Savannah last night, you know how you see those Amber Alert signs going down the interstate overhead, and it said, the further I kept getting towards Savannah, it said, winter storm on the way by 6 a.m. Use caution, icy conditions, blah 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 blah. I tell you, I was like, man, really? Sure enough, I looked it up, and it was coming through at like 8 this morning, and I woke up. I got home. I guess it was about 4 this morning, and went to sleep after I ate a little something, and then woke up. And there was a message on my phone from the supervisor that loads have been canceled going down there to Savannah and all that stuff because that winter storm has moved through. And man, it was awful. I was like, that's fine with me. I don't want to get stuck in that stuff. So, not making no money tonight, but it's better to be safe here at the house and not to be out there, on some treacherous terrain. I don't want to deal with that, man. So I don't know what's going to happen. They might make me work Friday, my day off. They might make me work to make up for it, and that's fine, because I worked New Year's Day. That was extra money in the pocket. But since I didn't work today, I'm like, uh-oh, if I don't make this day up, I'm going to lose a whole day. But we'll see. We'll see. Showman Blue says, yes, but it was used, not new, but mint condition. That doesn't matter, man. I mean, my Music Man, oh my goodness, not Music Man. Uh, oh man, the red guitar, the last red guitar I got, it was used. Cherry Burst. Okay, Showman Cherry Burst. Ain't that what you got, Jim Guidry? Ain't that what your color is? The Sterling by Music Man is what I got. It was used. I got it off of it was mint condition. It was used. Hell, that don't bother me, man. I don't care. Uh if it's good, it's good, right? I got it off of reverb.com. Yeah. Michael Collins, lessons learned. Lesson learned. Don't do laundry. Oh, Lord of mercy. Nah. I mean, yeah, my wife, she was just doing that a few minutes ago, man. We got the faucets dripping and everything, and then, man, my pickup truck's wanting to mess up on me. I was like, Lord of mercy, man. This one thing, this cold weather wreaks havoc on everything, man. Vintage Sounds. How are you, man? How are you doing, sir? Vintage Sounds. How are you, sir? Whoa, wait a minute. Spanky says, on the bright side, Joe, Harrison Ford is staying in my town yesterday and today. Wow, Han Solo is in your town. What's going on? Is he shooting a movie, you reckon? That's pretty cool, man. That's awesome. And I got something to talk about too about Star Wars. If I don't know if y'all heard my podcast about the Last Jedi review, but I like to touch on that the movie just for a second. Not a long time. I know a lot of people don't get into that. Showman Blue says yes, there are some bad roads. Oh yeah, bad roads over there, and probably tomorrow too. Yeah, it's man, I don't know. I wouldn't expect it to be that bad, you know. And the thing is, all the way up the, it might look backwards the way y'all are looking, but all the way up from the tip of Florida, all the way up the East Coast, man, it's just like this big frozen tundra that's moved through, you know. And it's and you know, not only that, just like was it Mr. Alexander? He said it was freezing in Texas. Isn't it crazy? This is like that movie. It reminds me, what was that, The Day After Tomorrow or whatever, or something, whatever it was, you know what I mean? Where everything was, or something like Deep Impact or something, you know, everything's just going haywire, you know? Like, man, this ain't right, you know? Thank you, Mr. Showman Blues. He goes, it's not the right night to sit in a cold truck. Hopefully you'll be running tomorrow. Yeah, I hope so too, man, you know, but we'll see. We'll see, because there are some guys that came in early this morning and they got caught up in that stuff down there. So I hope they made it back home. You know, I don't know. I haven't heard from. There was two guys I work with. They sent me pictures on my phone, and it was like they was just in a frozen tundra, man. It was just, I was like, you've got to be kidding me, man. They was on the interstate, and then you could. I was like, man, it looked like the roads weren't even treated. You know, that's how heavy the storm is, you know, so I hope they're okay. Mr. Ben Coombe says he's only bought one new guitar out of his collection. I believe that's what you're referring to, Mr. Coombs. So all your guitars you got are used and only one new one. Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that either. I don't see a problem with that at all. You know, I really don't. You know, whatever suits you is what matters, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. Jim Guidry says that Wolfgang he's got is a 3-tone cherry burst. All right, I'm sorry, man. I know I'm behind on these comments. I'm sorry. Showman Blue says it's a cherry burst. Yes, reverb is the best. Yeah, I've done a couple of transactions on reverb, and I really like it. I like it better than eBay. No offense, eBay, but I like it better. I got the Sterling by Music Man. I got 2 gig bags off of reverb, and I got treated right, you know. Ron Henry's in the house. Mr. Henry, how are you, sir? Trying to get warmed up, man. Oh yeah, yeah. Showman Blue said they had what snow in northern Florida today. Yeah, ain't that something? You know. Timothy Pierce, somebody turn on the heat in Canada, please. I'm telling you, man. Whew, everywhere. Mr. Danny Alexander says this morning in Texas it was 12. When I talked to Jim Guidry earlier in his neck of the woods, I think he said it was 13. Is that correct, Mr. Guidry? I think so. I wasn't picking my nose; I was scratching it, just in case people was wondering. Oh, thank you, Mr. Henry. I appreciate your kind words, man. Thank you. Showman Blue says he bought his Ibanez new. I love Ibanez guitars, man. I do. I've got I don't think I have any left. Let's see. I did have the it was an old RG, the fluorescent yellow. It looks just like a gem. You know, they've got the reproduction gems out now, but this was an original. It's not a gem, but it's fluorescent yellow, and I got it from a buddy of mine when I was in high school. So that was in the late 80s, and I traded him something for it. I've had the guitar all these years, and I gave it to my son. My son's got it, so it's an original, and that thing's worth some money. You know, that was a main guitar for years. I love that guitar. I love the neck on it and all that, but I gave it to him, and so he could carry on the tradition, hopefully, you know. Gene, hey Gene. Gene says, Joe, your weather sounds bad. Temperatures here in was it Missouri today got up to 30 degrees. No precipitation to speak of. Yeah, it's rough, man. Like I said, I've said before in some live vlogs, man. Here in this area of the Bible Belt, it's what we're prone to getting is ice. You know, snow, no problem. Ice, that's what shuts everything down. I don't know why we get that so bad. It's horrible, you know. Salvador Van Gogh says, "Get it." R2 R3 Locking It wants to know if the wah I'm using is a Jimi Hendrix wah. No, sir. Here's a hint. Jimi Hendrix used this brand of wah. Can you guess the answer? Ron Henry. Sounds good. Thank you, man. Salvador, Tallahassee. Oh, is that where? Holy smokes, for real? Man, God mighty. Ron Henry says, no Arby trips tonight. No, sir. No, my wife made, we had tacos. Yeah, tacos, man. I had some uh, tacos and some hot wings, believe it or not. I know that's a crazy combination, but yeah, it was good. Timothy Pierce says where he's at, they're supposed to be getting 5 to 12 inches of snow. Oh, God almighty. I don't want none of that. It's bad enough already just being this cold. Timothy Pierce says Ibanez rocks. Yeah, I love Ibanez guitars, man. Micah's himself is in here. Uh-oh. He says he picked up a USA Select. Was that a USA Select Charvel for great money? Great guitar for the money. Absolutely smokes any Wolfgang. Wow. Charvels are nice guitars, man. Congratulations, Micah's himself, on the new guitar, man. That's awesome. R2, R3 locking nut. You are correct. Vox. That's what it is. It's a Vox. Wow. Yes, sir. Timothy Pierce, he wants to hear some stuff with the neck pickup. Okay. We'll try it. It's pretty muddy, but I like it. There you go. There's some neck pickup action. Salvador Van Gogh says his first electric guitar was an Ibanez 1991. That's awesome. Thank you, Mike himself. He says when he wins the lottery, you'll send me a few of those USA Jacksons. Thanks, man. That's awesome. Ooh, Dry Heat has a good question. Anybody know of an aftermarket case that will fit the EVH? Fit the Wolfgang. The EVH cases are quite pricey. Yeah, they are. They're expensive. That's why I ordered a couple of gig bags off of Reverb. Uh, that's just me. I mean, that's just me. I think we've talked about this before. In my opinion, I think if you spend a pretty good bit of money, $800-900, 1,000, whatever, you should get a case with the guitar. But with the EVHs, that doesn't happen. 7/8. What's up, man? How are you? Yes. That's what I did. I got a couple of nice gig bags from Reverb. They're the Gator gig bags. Yeah, I got them for they were it was like $20, 20 bucks. Timothy Pierce says, "Thanks, Joe. I was wondering how the neck pickup would sound." Yeah, you're welcome, man. I think it sounds great. I think these pickups are amazing in these guitars. Uh, Johnny Bean, is this a party? Uh, it's a spontaneous appearance here. A live feed, Mr. Bean, because I'm not working tonight. So. Oh, Salvador, come on now. He's trying to call me. I don't know no flashy lick, man. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to save that one when we hook up and jam or something, man. We'll have to keep that under wraps, right? Jaden James 104, my man Jaden says the EVH guitar should at least come with a soft case. I agree 100%. If you want my honest opinion, they should come with a hard shell case, period. That's what I think. That's just my humble opinion. I hear you, Salvador. he, he's kicking my butt with that stuff. Showman Blues says, I really like the Gator gig bags. Yeah, I love them too. I really do, man. I enjoy them a lot. I really do. Like I said, it was just for me. I just couldn't see spending that much money for a hard shell case EVH. Now they're beautiful cases. Don't get me wrong. They're gorgeous. Quite a few friends of mine have them. Jim Guidry's got one, and he sent me a picture of his Wolfgang in that case, and I was like, oh my god, it was fantastic. But I was like, I really couldn't swing it. I said, $20 Gator gig bag, I'm good to go. You know, they're staying here anyway. It's not like I'm hitting a tour bus anytime soon, so it's all good. I got other guitars to take out for gigs and stuff. You know what I mean? That's what you're supposed to do anyway. That's a smart thing to do. You don't want to take your really, really, really high end guitars out. I mean, you can if you want. I kind of would take the middle of the road guitars with me. Just me, just my opinion. Ben Coombs says all guitars should come with something if it's over 750. But with a hard shell case, yeah, I agree, man. I mean, usually when I look on AMS, American Musical Supply, and most of the time, if you look at the Ibanez guitars, they'll come with a case. Fender, they sometimes do as well, but the EVH stuff, it never does. I guess I don't know why they did that. I have no idea. Maybe Jay and Johnny could answer that in the chat. I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know if it's just a money thing to get more money, but that's the only downside I would have about these guitars is it doesn't come with a case. But other than that, I love them, man. I mean, I love these guitars. I love all my guitars, but my go-to instruments to play it would be the Wolfgang Specials. Absolutely. It does what I want it to do. The neck is phenomenal. It feels great. So. Mr. Ben Coombs says he has hard shell cases for all of his guitars. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got shit whiz, man. How many guitars I got now? 22, 23. So it's kind of half and half. Half of them are in hard shell cases, the other half are in gig bags. As you can see here's a few behind me. Salvatore says, what? Our tour bus was canceled? Yeah, because of the weather. That's because of old man winter, man. That's why. Don't worry. We shall rise again. Get back on. One, two, three. Hey, Matt. Was that Matt Keller? A $250 Fender acoustic comes with a hard shell case. Now, see there? Ain't that something? J7 over 8 disagrees. He goes, nah, you got to play your number one guitar live unless you're a collector or something. Well, like I said, that's personal preference, man. I mean, I would love to play it live because that's what I like to do, but I would be nervous that, I don't know, man. So I don't know. I'd be nervous, somehow people can be, man. I'd have to put a foot up somebody's head. you know? Hey, Yeah, Dry Heat says he picked up a standard for $300 and he can't justify paying 200 for a case. Yeah, yeah, that's what I say, man. It's kind of a slippery slope, isn't it? And that's why I tell you, man, reverb.com, Gator gig bag, between 20 and $25, brand new, all day long. Works for me. There's a tip for you. Jaden James chimes in. He says $180 for the EVH case at Sweetwater. That's ridiculous. I agree. Yeah. Jim Guidry agrees as well. Jim's got one of them cases, but he agrees that's a little overpriced, man. But I'm not saying nothing bad. It's just my own opinion as a customer. You know. Jaden James, 22 or 23 guitars. You right? No, man. It's just over time. You know how it is, Jaden. Man, you got a bunch of guitars. You got what that real nice. I think Jaden just got a really nice Paul Reed Smith. He did on a trade with somebody, I think, for an Ernie Ball Music Man or something. Something I might have that wrong, but he's got a PRS. I've never even played a Paul Reed Smith. I've heard a lot of good things about him. I've heard a lot of negative things about him. It's just kind of, I don't know. I've never played one, but Jaden swears by that PRS. He says he loves it and it feels great. So there you go. Don't knock it till you try it, I guess, right? Oh yeah, Ben Coombs. Yeah, he said he's been going with this Made in Mexico Telly for the last year, but I have to play my 71 uh, Telly at least once. These comments fade. Yes, Mr. Coombs, that is a beautiful 71 Telly that you have. Absolutely. It's beautiful, man. Beautiful. Mike's himself, he's off to work. Be safe, my friend. Thank you for hopping in. Thank you for watching. Be careful out there tonight, man. God bless. Thank you. Salvador Van Gogh says, "Can I sweep with a broom?" Yeah, that was bad, wasn't it? No, I cannot sweep pick, my friend. No, I can't do that. Nope. I wish I could, but it's just I've tried it, and it's just one of those things. I was like, "What the heck?" It just doesn't work for me. So Matt Keller makes an interesting statement. I've beat my 480 to death playing out live. I wish I didn't do that. Yeah, I mean, um, I guess the guitars can kind of be like collectibles, Not that these are expensive, but they say if you collect things, like just say for instance, like Star Wars figures. I know people might think that's crazy, but I like Star Wars, so that's just part of me, right? But that's all I have is just this little bit here. It's not like I have a you know toy room of insanity, but that's what's his name? Come on, Salvador, help me out. What's his name? Uh, oh man, I'm subscribed to his channel. He's a good dude, but he's got a lot of major collectibles, right? But they say if you're going to get into that stuff, you should buy three: one to keep, one to sell, and one to open up and play with if you want whatever. I think that would apply to Count Stankus. That's his name, ain't it? Count Stankus. I think that would apply to the guitars. If I had three, at least, another one just like this, yeah, I'd take it out and play it, right? But other than that, I'm keeping it here. You know, my main guitar when I played live, played out all the time was my Telecaster, and I did have a Peavey Wolfgang special at the time, which I don't no longer have. I sold it. Um, but I sold it to oh man, I've drawn a blank on his name. The guy was so nice. He's on Facebook every once in a while, but I sold it to him. He's got it. So I played that out live a lot too. the Vigilant, he got his case for free. Wow. He wouldn't pull off any Eddie or Ingve and just put it in the car. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, 7/8. You just got the Japanese Wolfgang off eBay, and you want to put that. I heard that's the only thing I don't like about the Stripe Wolfgang special. I don't like the dark neck on it. That's the that's what's kept me from getting it. I love a maple neck, and again, just my opinion. Uh, I just don't like that dark. What is that, ebony neck on there? I just don't like. I was like, man, I just don't like the way that looked on that guitar. If it had a maple neck, it would look so much better. Just me. Jim Guidry, hey Joe, you swept the porch, remember? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. I swept the hell out of that damn porch. R2, R3 locking the. Can you sweep like that little kid at the end of The Last Jedi? Yeah. Did y'all notice that? He went and whoosh, got that broom came into his hand. I said, whoa, what was that? Did you see that? I said, that little kid just got that broom, just went right to his hand. Oh, okay, Mr. Pierce, you've tried several PRS guitars? Yeah, I haven't tried any, man. I haven't tried any. I'd like to try one just for the sake that I can say I've played one, but I haven't tried one. They're beautiful. Those are beautiful guitars. I just haven't played one. Dry Heat just said he got a hard shell case. What, $100 for one of his Cadillacs? Oh, okay, cool, Dry Heat. That's awesome. Salvador, the dark side of Disney. Yeah. Showman Blues wants to know, do I like this better than the PV Wolfgang special that I had? Do I like this better? Wow, that's a tough question. That guitar was awesome. That PV Wolfgang special I had, it wasn't an arch top, it was a flat top. This one has is an arch top. It's got a little bit of an arch on the body right there. It didn't have no gloss. It did have a gloss finish a little bit. It was like a purple, kind of a flat purple, kind of like my purple OLP over there, but not with a flame top. It was just a plain, you know what I mean, flat color. Maple neck. The headstock was the same color as the body. Had the Floyd Rose with the detune on it, and I loved it. Uh, but I like this just a little bit better for me. Just a little bit. I don't know. I'm just saying that. I'm not just saying that because I sold it. I'm telling the truth. I didn't want to sell it, but sometimes times get hard, man. You need some cash. So I sold it and had to get some tires for my pickup truck, and then. But I like this a little bit better. I like it because I just like the way it feels a little bit smoother to me. If that makes any sense. But I did love that guitar. Don't get me wrong. But I had to do what I had to do, right? Jaden James says, I don't normally like PRS guitars. God, I can't hardly read this stuff, but the CE or SE, whatever, 24 plays and feels awesome. Oh, okay. That's awesome, Jaden. See you, Mr. Pierce. Take care, man. Thank you for hopping on. Mr. McAllister likes the large fret wire on the neck instead of the vintage frets. Yeah. Yeah. I these guitars here, I think for me, I think they did a tremendous job. It just feels great. The neck's nice and thin. I got to have a slim neck. Mr. Ben Coon says some people prefer large frets. He prefers the small ones himself. Yeah, I like that too a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Real quick, I just wanted to touch on The Last Jedi real quick. Just for me, I went and saw that this past weekend, man. I thought it was a great movie. If you're a Star Wars fan, I mean, yeah, they're going to have some different stuff on there, you know, because they have to expand the story, right? It can't be about Han, Luke, and Leia and stuff all the time. It has to change. So just for me, if you decide to go see that, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth giving it a shot, just for my own 2 cents. So if you haven't seen The Last Jedi and you're a Star Wars fan, go check it out, man. You know, I think you'll be pleasantly pleased with it. I was, and I had my attention from the very beginning to the very end. So I was like, man, I heard a lot of negative reviews on it. I was like, well, what is wrong with these people, man? You know, I was like, well, I mean, everybody's got a right to their own opinion. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I was just like, I don't understand what they don't like about it, you know, because there's new characters. I mean, come on, man. You know, that's going to happen, you know, but just me, you know, if people don't like it, that's their opinion. They're entitled to that. I thought it was fantastic, you know. Check it out, man. If you want to see a good movie, be prepared because it's 2.5 hours long. And so, yeah, be prepared. Oh, yeah. So, man, so we're just going to hibernate here tonight and hopefully, I think my wife said that this stuff is supposed to pass, what, Sunday or Monday, something like that. So, Jay, what's it down there in Little River right now? Didn't y'all get some snow and stuff at Myrtle Beach? Y'all had to get some stuff down there, man. Freezing rain. Ben Coon says, seems to me that all the big players, only Eddie, like small frets, thankfully, seems like every signature guitar has jumbo frets. Yes, it does, doesn't it? It's supposed to snow a bit down there tonight. Yeah. The reason I was asking, there's a guy that I work with. He was going with me to Savannah, and he's going to Myrtle Beach now. So he was doing the run I was doing, and he sent me a picture on the way down there. I don't know exactly where he was at, but it was nothing but snow and stuff on the interstate. I was like, oh my god! But I knew he was heading to Myrtle Beach. So it's like, man, golly. Yeah, buddy. So hopefully, I think Sunday or Monday, this stuff is supposed to finally pass and start getting into like what the 50s or 60s or something like that. So looking forward to that. I'm ready for this stuff to go away. Hey, Showman Blue says he's in Florida. It was at Southwest Florida. It's 50, and he said for us that's cold down here. Yeah, my wife is from Florida. She is from Bradenton, Florida, and she told me when it gets like 50 down there, because people they'll break out the big winter coats and all that stuff. I was like, what? 50? That's comfortable, man. I wish it was 50 here right now. But uh, yeah, she said down there, them people it gets 50, people freeze down there. But it's a warm climate, because usually it's sweltering hot. The rest of the year, I don't see how people take it down there. Jay says it's actually snowing there now. Yeah, I figured, man. See there, man. This late at night too, man. Whew, that's not good. Hope you don't have to go anywhere. I think you're right, Mr. Coombs. Spanky says he needs to move to Florida. Man, that's the thing, man. If I could keep my same job and move down there, keep the same money and all that, we would move. I would move, but that ain't gonna happen. So it's like, man. So you know, looks like we'll have to tough it out here in the Bible Belt for a little bit longer until we either hit the lottery or that big scratch off ticket, and then we can go. Yes, Showman Blue says he's been there for 20 years. He loves it there. Yeah, yeah, it's beautiful down there. It's just, man, in the when we went, uh, it just it was really the area it was really crowded, man. A lot of really crowded. Which I guess that's a lot of places that are near the ocean, but and it just looked like it would. It just to me, it just looked like the job market wasn't looking too good. I was like, man, golly. I was like, how do people make it down here? And the taxes seem pretty high too, from the little tiny bit of research I did, which wasn't much, just a little bit. But so I was like, man, that stuff you got to think about too. Shaman Blues says it's a rough area for jobs. Yeah, see there? Yeah, see, I can't, man. Phew. I can't do that, man. Too old to go somewhere and start all over, man. Yes, yeah, prices are high there. Yeah, yeah. It seemed like stuff was expensive all over. Then again, that was just the places we went to. So I mean, what do I know, right? But it was fun. We had a good time. We'll probably go back this August. Looking forward probably to going back to Florida. We haven't been in like 6 years, and it's really mainly because of money, you know. So hopefully we can go and visit for like 4 or 5 days and then drive back. I think a few times we drove, and 2 or 3 other times we flew. And well, flying's a lot better, man. We get there. I think driving down there from here to get to Bradenton took us 10 and a half hours, and that's with a few pit stops along the way. And then when we flew, we went to Greenville Spartanburg Airport up the road there, and I think when we flew, it took like an hour and 15 minutes to get to Tampa St. Pete Airport. It was like, boom, we was there. But then you got to rent a car and all that. Man, I can tell you a whole story about that. About renting. Man, we ran all kind of trouble down there. 'Cause I've never rented a car in my life, and we rented all kind of screw ups down there. And luckily for her sister, she came and got us, and we was able to use her car while we were there. So that saved our butt. But if it wasn't for her sister, I don't know. We were screwed, man. So you live and learn, right? So, but so maybe we'll probably go. August maybe. She's been on my tail about wanting to go back down there. So see you 708. Take care, man. Thanks for hopping in. Have a good night. Stay safe. Yeah, so anyway, I just want to hop on here for a little bit, guys, and say hello and play a little bit. And thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for watching very much. Does anybody have any questions before we sign off? Anything at all? There will be a new song coming. I have a new original that I actually finished today. I've been working on for a few days. And so I'll go ahead and release it when this live stream is over, maybe. Might be a few minutes because I need to let this upload, let it process, and then put my tags on there and all that good stuff, right? And then after that, I'll let the put out the other video, with a brand new original song. And it was a lot of fun to do. And so looking forward to releasing that. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. I'm thinking about releasing it as a single. As a matter of fact, I know I am. So y'all will hear it first on this channel, the Joe Wentz Project TV channel here on YouTube. Don't forget to check the links below for t-shirts, apparel, my new EP, Then She Turned Around. There'll be the links there for that as well. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all kind of social media will be there. Be sure to check out Our Metal Stage podcast. Check out Jim Guidry. If you haven't checked out Jim Guidry, he's in the chat. Click his name. Subscribe to his channel. Check out him and his son, Jammin', his son, Alex. And a little FYI, he named his son after Alex Van Halen. Jim can confirm that. He's in here. So, yeah, check out Our Metal Stage, Jim Guidry's channel, Johnny Bean. There's all kind of cool stuff to check out on YouTube. I'm just a small speck in this thing here. But to the people who are here, who tune in and are kind enough to leave comments, I know I don't get a chance to answer all of them, but I do look at them and read them. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for your support, and I really appreciate it. And thank you for your kind words. Thank you so much. Let me look at some of this real quick on this chat. I don't want to leave anything out if anybody has any questions, and then we'll get ready to sign off. And I hope everybody has a great night. Stay warm. Be safe. That's the main thing. And let your faucets run a little bit. Let them drip. Thank you, Matt Keller. Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Showman Blues, man. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you, Dry Heat. Jim Guidry. Thank you, everybody. Ben Coombs. Thank you, man. I couldn't begin to name everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being here. R2, R3, Locking Nut. Thank you. Dry Heat says, keep up the great content. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. We just get on here and we play. We have some fun and play a couple of classic rock licks, and that's pretty much it. And nothing fancy, but it's fun, right? We have a good time. You know, try to have some good audio with the video and have some laughs. There we go, right? See you guys. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.